What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany as always. And it is once again Friday night, which is one of my favorite nights of the entire week because we get to talk about everything that's going on in the world of pop culture, nerdery, and sometimes, especially tonight, jerkery. And of course, I don't do it by myself. I'm here with my favorite mush puff, who totally did not just show me his dick and masturbate for 7.5 minutes. The one, the only, Ace Trainer Liam. Good stamina, 7.5 minutes. That's
the
nice.
Longest time in history.
How you doing,
How are
man?
you?
I'm good. I'm better now. I'm glad that you're here, man.
I'm fantastic because I finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks, got my fucking shiny Wimpod on Pokemon.
Yes, you did.
We have been streaming that for the last 6 weeks or something, like ignoring gaps with like Comic-Con and things like that. And I finally fucking got it, and I'm so chuffed that I can move on to something else.
I can't believe that you stayed the course as long as
I
you
had
did.
people, I had people coming in going, yeah, you know, you'd find it a lot quicker if you like used the breeding method, or you'd find it a lot quicker if you did this. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it this way, and I'm gonna fucking find it. I guarantee, and I did it, and I'm proud.
I'm doing it my way.
Go me.
You guys can leave me alone. I do it my way.
All that for fucking red bug Pokemon that I'm never gonna use.
Never gonna use it. Never gonna use it. But you gotta catch them all. That's the name of the game. So you know,
hell yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. It's amazing, good work. So
thank you, Father.
You're welcome. Yeah, well, fuck you. I'm only 4 years older than you. Eat shit. 5 years actually, but still, I digress. So, all right, now this is the first time in a while we put back-to-back shows. A lot of reasons we haven't been able to, but now we're getting back in our groove, our bang zone, which might not be a.
You're back in the country.
Yes, I'm back in the country. No more Comic-Cons for you.
Although saying that, next week.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
What comes out next week, Dave?
Oh God, Ultra. Fuck me in the mouth. Yeah.
What am I streaming until I finish it?
Ultra. So yeah, I'll be fucking going with it too. So I guess we putting in a hiatus officially now for next week.
A week on Friday we'll be back.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. 2 weeks from now is when you'll get the next Nerd and the Jerk. But we're still going to be having individualized content up the yin yang for you guys because we'll both be streaming the shit out of Pokemon Ultra on our Twitch channels. Which, by the way, I hit 700 followers today, man, and a little extra.
Hell yeah!
Right? Not bad. It's not.
Get some hype in the chat, please, everybody, for 700.
Beatnik.
And you're killing it on subscribers as well. For
yeah, it's like 23. It's not too bad.
That's fucking good for someone who got affiliate like what 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, some dickhead. Some dickhead in the chat. When we were talking about the affiliate stuff last week, somebody in the chat wrote like yesterday, well, all you need is like 3 concurrent viewers. Everybody gets affiliate. You shouldn't be that excited. I'm like, you know what? He's right. But still, fuck off. It hurt. You know, Jesus.
Yeah, like, it's still an achievement. Right? You know what I mean? You still had to put work in to get there.
Right, exactly.
Because it's not just you need 3 concurrent viewers. It's you need 3 concurrent viewers. You need to do X amount of streams, X amount of times per month, and you need to have X amount of hours streamed per month. You have to put that time and work in.
Yeah, so what if a midget has to use a goddamn ladder to dunk a basketball? He still dunked the basketball. Leave him fuck alone.
Still dunked the ball.
Still dunked it.
Exactly.
Grandma. Got that shit. All right, so that was my big accomplishment this week, and not much else. Not much else. It's been kind of one of those weeks. Oh, no, that's not 100% true, actually. I just lied my ass off. Do you know what's happening on this channel on Sunday?
What's happened on this channel on Sunday?
Area Nina, cam girl Nina, Shay Carl's bane of her. Yes,
Shay Carl Nina is coming on this show. I don't think you should call her Shay Carl Nina if you want her to come on the show, though.
No, I think she'll like that, actually. Did you not see the tweet? Oh, this was so funny. Shay Carl writes this long diatribe of like, I've been depression and all this stuff.
About how sad he is and all that shit. And
she fucking retweets and says, "Miss you, daddy."
Oh.
Oh, makes the nipples
She's
hard.
A fucking dude, man. She's one of the boys.
She really
I like
is. It's going to be interesting. She took some exception to some of the things that I said when I did the coverage of the Ice Poseidon story. I brought in my own cam girl Koala, and she came in and gave a little insight to the whole community. She didn't like that very much, but the funny thing is, we're going to have a little bit of discussion because she actually have echoed every point that I made but she did it in the past. And she did it on Tommy's show. So I actually have source of reference, which is pretty nice. So,
wow.
Yeah, I got up in the DMs with her and we talked a little bit. And, you know, I did apologize if it came up that I was attacking her personally, because that was not. I was attacking the act. I don't like the outing of clients. Don't kill your money and don't hurt the industry that other cam girls, especially smaller in the industry, are trying to, they're depending on that, and you're shattering it. So we're going to talk about all that stuff, and that'll be interesting. So that's my Sunday, so that's exciting.
Sounds fucking sick.
So fun. What about you? How has your week been?
My week's been pretty good. So started off the week raising £1,100 for Guide Dogs UK, because charity is a good fucking thing.
Yes.
What else did we do? I was on Shot from the Point this week, which for you is no biggie, but for me is like a fucking big deal. Like, hey, I'm on fucking Tommy C's show. What the fuck? So that was fun, and I managed to survive in a very politics-heavy discussion, having no knowledge of fucking politics. So I think I did all right. Some people were like, "Hey, Liam, you did okay. You survived it."
You did. You did very well in that one. It was not an easy episode to be in. I wish I would have been on that one, because I
know you do. I know.
Vega, you know? Vega.
You wanted to step in for your boy Vega. I love it as well, because I have only seen Vega briefly in like the occasional Catch 33 episode, and like obviously with a lot of with podcasts and stuff, you tend to tab out anyway and do something else while you're listening to it. So when Vega comes up in this video and Tommy's like, "You know what that is, don't you?" And I'm like, no, I can't put I know this guy. I've seen that face before, but I can't put a fucking name to it. It's fucking Vega. I'm like, oh shit, it is.
It's too good.
So I look like a fucking chump there.
You
like,
did.
I don't even know Vega.
You did
I played fucking PUBG with him. I don't know who he is. You know what I mean?
It was too funny. But yeah, I wanted to stick up for him, especially, you know, and I'd be remiss if I didn't give a little bit of a shout out and love to all of my brothers in arms, anyone who has served all around the world. This is not for me just an American holiday anymore. I believe anybody who's ever served, you're a goddamn veteran. Happy Veterans Day to everybody who's ever put on a uniform and gave part of yourself for a greater cause. I think it's worthwhile endeavor. So,
is that today?
Yeah, it is. It's Veterans Day. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So not too bad. Yeah, you did a really good job on Tuesday. I did, and then I was right after you the next day on Wednesday. It was like, I'm not saying it was better, but it was better. It was pretty great.
I mean, that's debatable, mate.
That was one of the best shows Tommy and I have ever done. That was amazing what we did on Wednesday.
Yeah, but from an aesthetic point of view.
Well, I don't know.
Which one was more listenable and which one was more watchable?
Well, I'm going with myself on both of them. Do you not see how sexy I'm getting? I'm fucking slimming up, dude. This is good shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Huffman's hooking it up, man.
Fucking the Huffman, DDP Yoga and Huffman's Hangout.
I wish I could do all of DDP's yoga. I can only do a little bit of it. I can't do anything on the ground. My arm gives out and I knock myself unconscious. It's not good.
I can do this one, but then I get sued by Jay-Z, so.
Right. Bang. Now we're both getting sued. Thank you, Liam. Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to ruin your career. It's been an inside job from the start.
You mean my non-existent career? The one that does not exist at all? Okay. I'll take fuck it.
You're not irrelevant enough, Dave, and I really want to help with that. I really want to help you become less relevant.
I appreciate that. Just back me
Christian
to the grave.
Burns style. I've been taking tips from him. If anyone knows how to not be relevant, it's Christian Burns.
Christian Burns, that's true. Just backing me into my grave slowly but surely. I appreciate it, Sasshole. Great mug. Where can they find that mug if people want to drink out of it?
You can find this beautiful #Sasshole mug at, I don't know, fucking TeePublic/stores/Ace Trainer Liam probably. They keep changing it and I get confused. bit.ly/Ace Trainer Shirts and you probably find your way.
There you go. There you go.
If not, go to any. There's probably a link in the description, I think.
There should be. Yeah, I put all your stuff in there. All your
should
stuff
be.
In there. Absolutely. Speaking of which, since we're shilling, let me shill real quick because your boy's got a sponsor. Got a brand new sponsor.
You have got a new sponsor?
Yeah,
I've seen it. It looks lovely.
It's pretty great. I got this amazing shirt yesterday from T-Blocks, which is a monthly subscription box, but it's a bag. It's just a bag. It's not even a box. It's amazing. It's incredibly cheap.
They can't call it tea bag.
They can't call it tea bag. No, that doesn't work very well. But it's pretty cool because you get to choose. It's not the same as every other thing because when you order a monthly subscription box, you get the exact same thing as everybody else. T-Blocks is not that way. You get to choose from 10 different categories of officially licensed merch. Star Wars, Pokemon, anime, TVs, movies, DC, Marvel. I mean, it's all there. And they curate it to your specifications. specifications. So you're going to get something unique.
Nice.
It's really, really cool. It's about $8. You guys can go check it out. I highly recommend it. I got a video of an unbagging of it. You should go check that out. And there's a promo code in the description box. Go check that out as well, okay? The shilling be done, because sometimes in life you have to shill, and other times, well, apparently you have to whip your dick out. That's right.
Hell yeah.
Okay, following up from things that we talked about in the past here, Hollywood's still going crazy. More allegations, more rumor, more. Everyone's raping everybody in Hollywood. It's just getting worse by the day.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
They raping everyone around here. We gonna get you. We gonna get you.
It's funny, you know, because like just hovering on that meme for a moment, right? The guy who's saying like Lincoln Park, and it's like there's a rapist in Lincoln Park, and you're like, actually nowadays I can believe that statement because there's rapists everywhere.
There are.
Oh my!
It's quite literally. It's freaking everywhere. And the latest to be hit, which a lot of people were a little bit surprised at, but if you've been following this guy's career, you actually shouldn't be, because this is not the first time this has actually been brought up. Louis C.K. Louis C.K., the beloved chud that is Louis C.K. I mean, how could Louis C.K. sexually assault or harass anybody? Well, he has a he's got an MO. He's got something he likes to do, Liam.
He's got a penchant for whipping out his little donga, masturbating in front of other people. It's cool. It's cool. We've all been there.
We've all been there. We have phases. We have phases. So essentially what happened is 5 different allegations have come out against Louis C.K. about the fact that he likes to whip his dick out and masturbate in front of people. Now, this caused a huge firestorm on Twitter. There's been a lot of backlash on social media. People who have been defending Louis C.K. saying there's no evidence to anything. Other people saying, you know, there's plenty of evidence. You just got to listen. And then today happened when Louis C.K. wrote a very long letter admitting to all of it. Now, before you start getting your pitchforks and fires all together, it's very important that we preface it with this. What I'm about to say, this is not giving any, I'm not trying to minimize the severity of anything with it. I understand that a person in power should probably not use that power to force people to do or watch anything sexually. I get that. However, incidents that happened 12 years in the past, 15 years in the past, 10 years in the past, that were at the time consensual, which all 5 of these encounters were consensual. I don't know.
Who said they were consensual? Because I don't know who said it was consensual.
Both Louis C.K. and they've now been corroborated by all 5 of the other stories. Not one of the stories were ever about Louis made me sit and watch him jerk off. No, he asked 2 girls up to a room with him. They sat down in the bed, watched him masturbate. 12 years later, they're saying they're fucking completely traumatized by the event, which they very well may be. I'm not trying to minimize that. The fact is, they did work for him, so maybe they felt like they had to go watch him jerk off, or they wouldn't be able. Maybe. But still, that is just as much of a maybe as is that they were just consenting to it. So this is a tough one for me, because I don't want to be a scumbag, and I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything like that, but these were consensual fucking events. Now,
yeah, this is weird, because, like, on the one hand, it's like, at the time, it's, hey, can I do this for you, like, in front of you? And they go, yeah, we can do that. So in his mind, it's consensual, but in their mind, they're like, well, I don't want to lose my fucking job, so maybe I have to watch him do this. Surely it won't be that bad, you know, he's just going to jerk off and then that's it. That's fine, as long as he doesn't touch me, I don't mind, whatever.
Right.
And then several years later, you think, yeah, actually, that wasn't cool. Maybe I'll come out about it so that it doesn't happen to other people. Although, by the way, you're saying you do that so it doesn't happen to other people, but you've let it happen to other people for 12 more years. Yeah. Just throwing that out there. What happened in the last decade? Were the people in the last decade who have been hurt by it since because it's not been reported, are they just irrelevant to this person? I don't know. But that's getting into another story for another day. But the thing I don't get is how... Surely, in this situation, couldn't Louis spin this? Because it's like, wait, you led me to believe that something was consensual, but actually it was a premeditated attempt to tarnish my name later in my career if my career progresses. Yeah. Could he not spin that and be like, you intentionally took advantage of my sexuality in order to forward your own goals? He could easily spin it that way because everybody involved was consenting. So if they're going to say we consented at the time, but we but now we're not okay with it. Surely he could be like, I consented to it at the time because the girls led me to believe that they were interested in it. Yeah. But now they've come out and said they're not. So I feel like I've been used and tricked. And it's very difficult, actually.
See, 2-3 years ago, he absolutely could have spun it that way. Not now. Not with Weinstein. Not with Spacey.
Not with the way Hollywood's been now.
It's impossible. So Louis came out with this very impassioned thing where he's like, look, I defended this for a long time in circles. I hid from it, I ran from it, and I actually thought it was okay. But the reality is, now I understand. And he's saying exactly what he has to say in 2017. I'm not saying it's disingenuous, but this is well written, and it's exactly what he had to say. Basically, he was like, I took advantage of the fact that I was in a position of power, and I shouldn't have done that. And they admired me and their community, and I took advantage of that. And so that's the part that he's going. Now, while I do respect that he's doing what he has to do to basically save his career, I think he's also doing a little bit of a disservice here, because basically and I hate using slippery slope arguments. I do. But this is a slippery slope argument, because what the fuck isn't sexual assault anymore? If you can, after 15 years, decide, you know what, that wasn't appropriate. I had a boss that I fucked, and you know what? Now I'm deciding, because all these other things that are happening in the world, that, you know what, he shouldn't have fucked me, even though I was completely fine with it at the time. This is not a good situation for sexual relations in the world, let alone America. This is a bad thing. And I think a lot of people are like, no, it's good. We need to shine a light on all this shit. Not on consensual acts. I'm sorry. There's when there's
consent at the time, whether it's position of power or not and things like that. Because I really have an issue with the position of power argument as well. Yeah. Because it's like, if you're in a position of power, that doesn't stop you being human. That doesn't stop you going, I find this person attractive and I would like to have some kind of intimate relation with this person. Right. You can't then why is it that because you've worked to get yourself to that position of power, you are then not allowed to be attracted to other people consensually, who also consensually want to do things with you, right? Because they're consenting to it, but you're not allowed to do that because you're in a quote unquote position of power. It's a really weird gray area where it's like, oh, but you shouldn't, because they're probably only doing it because they admire you, because they know who you are and they know your work. And it's like, but if we're adults, all sets of adults, regardless of what position they're in, are going, I'm okay with this is fine. Right. Why is that not okay? Like, I know there's the whole thing with the Adam Blampier situation. And to be fair, the only thing that Adam Blampier did wrong from What Culture is he went behind his girlfriend's back.
He misrepresented his relationship. You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that he did wrong. But in terms of the things that he did besides that, because if he was single, nothing and he'd been contacting these girls and getting images from girls and stuff like that, who were all over the age of 18, I'm led to believe, then there shouldn't be a problem with that. But a lot of people are like, yeah, but even if he was single, he's still a known name on What Culture, and he's in a position of power.
He's using his celebrity, like, because rock stars never fucked groupies.
Yeah, exactly. Like Lemmy. Let's use Lemmy for example, who very famously had fucked over 1,000 women. Yep. Like, how many of those 1,000 women do you think were just random women that had never heard of Motorhead?
I'd say zero. I would say
how many random women that had not heard of Lemmy or Hawkwind or Motorhead or anything were walking up to a bloke with 2 giant nipple fucking looking warts on his face and going, I'm gonna shag you because you look like a really experienced guy. Like, they're not. Yet nowadays, could you imagine if Lemmy was still alive now? He'd be part of this.
Yeah, he would be. It would be. Right.
He would have 500 accusations from different women saying, yes, I agreed to have sex with him at the time, but he was the lead singer of Motorhead and the bass player. Yeah. Of course I wanted to impress him, and I felt I had to do it. You know, like,
it's coming. By the way, this is coming, Liam. This is coming. The rock stars, they have not been hit yet. It's coming. Mark my fucking words. Groupies are going to come out of the woodwork. I don't get how they've not been hit yet. I'm shocked at that. And I haven't even thought about it until this conversation, to be completely honest. But, I mean, you got to think about this. Kiss alone. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Gene Simmons is fucked. That tongue is fucked.
You know, this is coming. It's going to be bad too. But here's the thing. Why is it such a bad thing that part of the appeal of getting into any sort of celebrity, any sort of of fame, of accolade, is part of, hey, I'm going to be able to up my stature and fuck higher class broads because of this. That is not a bad thing to fucking say. I'm sorry, it's not. Thank you for the $1 donation. I appreciate that, Lone Star.
Well, I mean, if we look back to you know, our ancestors and whatnot, wasn't it very much like women hoped to meet a man of higher stature, higher status in society, so that they could progress for the, you know, for the whatever, the benefit of their family or whatever? Yeah. That's something that's been in place for hundreds of years. Are we saying the people that they then married, who they were technically using because they just wanted to get higher in society, are the bad guys?
Right. And that's just based off perception and passing of time. And because the culture now is so fucking akin to this. Now, look, I understand. I want to go the opposite way just for a quick second, because I understand that this type of thinking could potentially bury actual victims. And I get that. But that doesn't mean that we should damn everybody for ever fucking in a position of power because of that. It's a hard discussion, man.
If someone is an adult and they have consented to any kind of sexual activity, regardless of their mindset, regardless of their like intentions or whatever, whether they think it's because they can get further in their career, or if they feel that, like, you know, they don't want to upset Louis C.K. or something ridiculous like that. If you have said, yes, I consent to this sexual act, you have made a decision as an adult akin to buying a house, getting a mortgage, fucking choosing what pizza to eat that week. If you have said, yes, I'm up for this, then you have said, yes, I'm up for this. If at any point you say, I'm no longer up for this, can we stop? And that person says, yeah, of course we can. I don't see any problem there.
Right.
If you've said yes and you then say, actually, I've changed my mind, can you stop doing that? And they continue, then yeah, you've got grounds for some kind of sexual assault, sexual harassment kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But if you have been consensual all the way through the entire act to the end, you can't then come back 12 years later and say, actually, now that I've heard that a lot of people are getting publicity for this kind of thing, now I think it's a problem.
Yep.
You can't be consensual all the way through an act and then after it's over, then go, oh, do you know what? It's his fault. I really didn't want to do that because you made your decision as an adult all the way through. And if there's anything adults don't like doing in 2017, it's being held accountable for their own actions. Yep. That goes for people like Harvey Weinstein, who sexually assault people. He doesn't want to be held accountable for it. Kevin Spacey doesn't want to be held accountable for his actions. So he's like, oh, I may have been drunk. Does that excuse me? By the way, I'm gay. Does that excuse me? But at the same time, people who have been victims but have actually been consensual all the way through the act that they were a victim of are not victims in my book, because they are consenting adults taking part in consensual sexual activity.
And not only that, I think there's another part of this that has not been discussed yet whatsoever. The fact is, now this might sound a little fucked up, but the fact is, by allowing it to happen, they got to not only potentially keep their jobs, which was part of the reason why they may have done it, but they've also been able to advance. There's benefits to being able to you make that decision in mind, like, okay. And there's no way in the world that we could possibly say that they did or did not think this way, just like there's no way in the world that we could possibly think that Louis did or did not use his power. Because in their minds, they're like, okay, I do this, this could lead to this and this and this. It's all part of it. Everybody schemes, everybody maneuvers, everybody makes decisions based off of all kinds of different things that happen in any given situation. And I don't know. This is a very tough one to me. And while I do think Louis is doing the right thing in 2017, he may be doing a disservice to anybody else who's just simply fucked. You know,
I mean, I very much feel like as well, if you take part in one of these acts, so say these girls who are like, oh, well, I thought I'd lose my job if I didn't do it. He asked me if I was okay with it, and I said okay because I thought I'd lose my job. It's very much a case of that. I don't know if that's his fault for that, because he's not said, if he hasn't specifically said, you will do this for me or you'll lose your job, or will you do this for me, you know your job's riding on this, then yeah, you've got grounds to say, okay, I thought I'd lose my job. But if you are saying, I consented to this because I thought I'd lose my job, but you're basing that on your own assumption, I don't know if you've got a case there. Like, I assumed I'd lose my job. Right, but if we convicted everybody who someone had assumed thought a certain way, everybody would be in prison.
Everyone's going to jail. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like if I had a penny for every guy I met who I assumed looked like a sex offender, they'd all be locked up if that was grounds for fucking locking someone up. It's like adults need to realize that they are able to make their own decisions, and it's the decisions we make in life, even if those decisions turn out to be mistakes.
Yeah,
you just have to deal with it. Because what these people are doing is very much taking away the credibility of actual victims. Because now people who come forward and say, Louis C.K. actually did sexually assault me, and this is, you know, I actually didn't agree to it, and he raped me or whatever, people are going to be like, oh, don't be silly, because we already know that he got consent from all these girls, and they said they were sexually assaulted, but actually they weren't sexually assaulted, they all consented.
Right.
And it's going to water down victims' testimonies from actual victims who have actually been hurt by this. That's the problem I have.
It would in any other year. Right now, it doesn't matter because there is a panic culture going around. We are in a panic-stricken fucking world, and social media has a lot to do with this, by the way. It spreads like fucking wildfire, and everybody is a victim. Nobody.
Oh, this is because everybody on social media at the moment is a politician.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Anybody now? You got 240 characters too, so now you can really fucking politic. Holy God.
280.
280. Excuse me. Hoovy Hampshire said something interesting, by the way.
And by the way, completely pointless as well. 50 character names.
What the fuck? Yeah, and you joined a part of that, you asshole. I couldn't.
Yeah, I fucking
you
did.
Ass. You just the worst type of person.
But right, the thing I hate with Twitter is the fact that everyone's a politician, because now people don't do things because they're bad people, according to Twitter. Now it's, oh, he did that because that's typical leftist white agenda trying to bring down the right, and then so and so did it because it's typical white right-wing guy. And I'm like, people don't just do things because of their political beliefs.
Right.
Some people don't have political beliefs. Some people just do things because they're douchebags. That exists in 2017. People are just cunts.
Yeah, I think it's very important in these situations with all these allegations that are coming out that you have to look at each individualized situation and decide whether or not if there's something actually wrong here. Now, in this situation, I think when you look at it subjectively in all of its parts, or objectively, I should say. When you look at all of it, I don't think that this is anywhere on the same scale as, say, Spacey or Weinstein or maybe some of the other ones that's even come out at this point. Because this one is, at worst, it's an abuse of power. It's not sexual assault. Yeah. It's not sexual assault. And that's a big fucking word right now. It's not that. It might be an abuse of power. And that might be wrong.
It's difficult because people are wanting to make the argument of whilst he probably did not touch these women, and maybe even when he fucking ejaculated, because apparently he ejaculated onto his stomach and not onto any of the other people, whilst there may not have been any physical assault, it was mental assault because they were forced to watch. And it's like, well, I mean, you could have turned away.
You were forced. Like, you went up to his hotel room.
How was the man holding your head so that you couldn't look away, and also holding his cock while he played with it? I don't. Two
of these women walked up to a hotel room, entered under their own accord, sat down, and watched this. At any time, they could have simply not gone to the room. They could have.
Can I just say, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall in that fucking room.
Would you really have?
I want to know. No, I want to know. While he sat there, fucking tinkering away, what were the two women talking about? Were they sat there in silence? Were they talking to Louis? Were they trying to cheer him on, like, oh yeah, baby, just like that? Or were they just like, so what are you doing after this? Right. Oh, I'll probably go for a couple of drinks or something. Oh, I hear the lobby does a really good key lime pie. Really, key lime? You know what I mean? Like, what was going on in that room?
Now, Hoovy in the chat has made a couple of really good points. And the fact is, if they consent to sexual activities, regardless of what that consent's based on, it is consent. That's perfectly said. Perfectly said. Consent should not be dismissed because of time, perspective, and unfortunately, now this is not going to be popular, but timing. This timing is perfect for these type of allegations to come out because you don't need any evidence. You just need an allegation. It's completely enough to fuck somebody up. Now, to be fair, Louis C.K. is doing the Louis C.K. thing. This is completely consistent with his. This is a guy who, like you just said, didn't even masturbate fucking outwardly. He jerked off on his own stomach. He was being courteous as fuck with that, you know.
He had every opportunity to fucking blart across the room and play fucking target practice and be like, right, who am I gonna hit? Who's gonna get this?
Show me the white of your eye.
You can watch me fucking fill my belly button like a little cummy swimming pool.
Right. You know, I mean, like, it's so, I mean, that's the type of guy that we're talking about here. So it's not a big surprise that he would make this type of statement. And like for his career, he's probably doing the right thing. It's still a very difficult thing. And I mean,
I'm surprised it was women. I always thought he was Louis C. Gay.
Nice. Oh! Look at it. That's why he is the man. Jesus. Well done, sir.
King of the dad joke, man.
But it is fucked up to an extent. I mean, like any abuse of power, sure, you can look at it and be like, okay, is it an abuse of power? When is it an abuse of power? When can it be perceived as an abuse of power? Is there a statute of limitations on these things?
What level in society do you have to get to before it changes from a consensual sexual act to an abuse of power?
Right.
Like, you know, do you go from like understudy to like graduate, and then once you're above graduate, it's once you're post grad, for example, then it's abuse of power to then get with another understudy or something?
You know,
how does it work?
It's interesting.
What are the levels of abuse of power?
We can actually turn the conversation around completely, because, and you know what? I think I'm about to torpedo my entire argument, because there is a case I can think of, a situation where this is 100% never acceptable, whether it's fucking consent or not. When a teacher fucks a student, even in college, that teacher loses his job 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And there's no excuse for it. It's fucking done, son. Game, set, and match, consent or not. So, I mean, there are situations where abuse of power is obviously in play. So maybe there is no water to this argument. Maybe I'm being an idiot, because that just kind of hit me. I was like, wait a second, because there is this situation. I'm not even talking about high school. I'm talking about college. College professors fucking students for grades when it's consensual. They still lose their fucking job over that. And there's no excuse making for those motherfuckers. None. So should there be any for Louis C.K.? I know I just completely 180 here, but that thought just hit me.
Difficult. It's difficult as well, because when it comes to the teacher-student paradigm, even in higher education, where it's like an adult consenting to their adult teacher, for example. So like when you're in college or university, let's say you're an 18-year-old kid, and an 18-year-old person, because you're not a kid at that point.
No,
and your teacher, who's in his 40s, is like, hey, you want to get extra credit, blah blah blah. Like, it's difficult in that situation. I think it's very much like a teacher in any situation is very much like a parent. Right. I think, in terms of how you look up to a teacher. Like, you don't look at a teacher or a lecturer and be like, oh, that's just one of the boys. I could hang out with him any day of the week.
They're not a rock star.
You still see them as kind of, you know, just a regular person, almost like an authority figure. Like, you see them as an authority figure. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like teachers, police, it's authority. Whereas when it comes to a celebrity or a social media star or a rock star, you see them as more of an idol kind of thing. It's like an idol relationship, isn't it?
And that's exactly.
Or if you're working in that industry, you see them as a colleague, and people very much have relationships with colleagues. So it's a different paradigm.
Well, it's the exact same argument that they were making with the Louis C.K. thing, is the fact that, you know, we idolized this guy. He was our mentor, and he took advantage of that relationship. So, I mean, there is still some of that correlation, but it's obviously way, 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 way more stand out in the teacher world. It's just an interesting thing when you look at, just because the environment, it changes the entire fucking discussion. Thank you, Keen, for the $3 donation. I'm glad to be a pretty princess. And I'm so glad we're about done with that topic, so I don't have to talk about it in a fucking tiara. Holy God.
Was that an abuse of power by Kian?
No, because I like it. So it's okay.
Yeah, but will you like it in 12 years?
I don't know. Fucking maybe. It just depends on how good my lawyer is.
Are you gonna come out in the news in 12 years' time and be like, Kian made me wear a tiara for her own sexual gratification, and now I'm not okay with that?
You know what's amazing?
She didn't touch me. She didn't touch me, but I'm not okay with it now. I said it was okay at the time, and I happily put the tiara on, but now I'm not okay with it because 12 years have passed, and other YouTubers are now being exposed for forcing tiaras on people.
I don't know if this is worse. No, this is definitely not worse. But when I had to wear this for this, or when I was talking about the Colin Kaepernick thing and had to put on the Rastafarian hat, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. One of the things that we talked about throughout the course of that was social media and its place. And this is a good way to kind of move to that, because you brought a story to me earlier today that we had to talk about. Twitter's done lost its mind again. What's happening on the Twitter world?
Well, first off, Twitter never had a fucking brain to begin with. That's why we're in this mess. But Twitter have come out and said that they're putting a pause on all applications for verification at the moment. Because why, Dave? Why has Twitter suddenly realized that they need to rethink the way they verify people on their platform?
Well, because we, as the fucking users, have decided that it is, in fact, a status symbol, and we want a war over it all the time. So Twitter came out with this little thing earlier today. Verification was meant to authenticate, identify, and voice, but it is interpreted as an endorsement or an indicator of importance. We recognize that we have created this confusion and need to resolve it. We have paused all general verifications while we work and report back soon. How do you fix this? It's always going to be a status symbol. It is a status symbol.
I mean, what they need to do, for starters, if they're really going to rethink this, they don't just need to rethink the way they do it. They need to completely remove verification from everybody and start again. If they're going to try and fix it. If they try to do anything other than that, they're not going to be able to fix it. Because you're always going to have the people who were verified for the wrong reasons. You're always going to have people who were verified who didn't necessarily warrant it, but they pushed and pushed Twitter, or they had contacts in Twitter that could get them verified because they wanted to feel more important. Because when people argue on Twitter, and oh boy, people love to argue on Twitter, people always feel like they have more ammo in a fight if they have a little blue check mark next to their name, because they're like, well, come on, who are people going to trust? Me, a verified Twitter user, or you, a non-verified normie?
A normie.
Like,
oh, God, no. It's so bad.
So, fucking hell. So, I mean, people have always seen it as a status symbol. I mean, it annoys me because for people like me, who... I'm not a celebrity, and I may never be a celebrity. I'm barely a fucking micro-celebrity, like, by definition.
You're a celebrity to me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
But I have enough of a following, in my opinion, to warrant the need for my legitimate official accounts to be verified, so that people who come across me go, this opinion being expressed is coming from Ace Trainer Liam, who runs the Ace Trainer Liam YouTube channel. With, you know, an audience that can fill fucking Wembley Stadium.
Like you are on YouTube, by the way. You are verified here on YouTube. You got the check mark.
Yeah, I'm verified. I'm fucking verified on VidMe, mate. I don't think I've got any followers, but I'm verified there. Because I asked nicely. Yeah, but like I'm verified on fucking YouTube because... I mean, to be fair, the verification on YouTube's stupid anyway, because it's not going, this is the official person. The verification tick is, by the way, did you know this person's got over 100,000 subscribers? Right. That's the verification tick, isn't it? Except there are some channels that have less than that that's verified. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But for me, for Twitter, which is very much a people representing themselves or companies representing themselves, I always thought it was very much, you get the verification tick to show that Twitter account is run by a person associated with either the person or the company that they're representing on that Twitter account. And that any other Twitter accounts claiming to be that person or claiming to be affiliated with that company are not officially affiliated with them and are not a representative voice of that person. That's what I thought verification was.
They're the real deal, yeah.
But apparently it's not that, which is that's why I've applied for verification a couple of times and got denied, because apparently I'm not a big enough deal, and that's the problem. The problem is Twitter is very much like, yeah, but you're not a celebrity though.
Right. So they've made this, and they are taking responsibility for it. To be fair, they said it in their statement. We've created this culture.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: is it really necessary for them to come out with this statement and change your entire verification process? I mean, I don't know if necessarily that should be the case. And if they do, how can they fix it? What can they possibly do to change this? I don't think there is a way.
I mean, the only thing they could do is, because they're going to, whatever they do now once they reopen the application process, they're going to get inundated with applications. Yeah. I don't know if they've realized this yet, that pausing them is not a good idea. No. You should have your team of 3 or 4 people that are clearly working on this issue, because it won't be more than that working on the issue, thinking about like brainstorming strategies. Oh, you're not allowed to say brainstorm, by the way, in 2017. You have to say mind mapping.
Really? Oh, God, I haven't heard that one yet.
Did you not know that?
Why? Why can't I brainstorm?
Brainstorming, if I remember rightly, actually, I read about this like 10 years ago.
Get out of here.
We're very behind. Apparently, brainstorming is either offensive to, I think it's either to epileptic people or possibly to people with autism or Asperger's. I can't remember which one.
I want to kill myself.
But brainstorming is offensive because it's something to do with it's making a mockery of the way people's minds work. So
we need to make more mockeries. We need more mockeries, Liam.
It's a garbage thing, and it's the same as you're not allowed to have a blackboard at school anymore. It's a chalkboard.
I don't like living in a world where we can't have mockeries.
Or it's a writing board and things like that. It's political correctness gone mad.
Why do we live in a world with no mockeries? I'm
going to use brainstorming. Use all the fucking Macarinas you want, mate.
No, not Macarena. I don't want a Macarena.
That's Macarena nowadays is probably racist to Italian if you sing it.
Italians?
Yeah.
They weren't Italians. The Macarena wasn't. They were some Spanish motherfuckers, man. That was
godless. There you go.
They were not Italians. What, they were going bibbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi? No, it was laka Macarena. Yeah, it was some Spanish shit. I don't know the words.
Well, I'm sorry, I only speak English and I only know the words Macarena to that song.
I love it.
But anyway,
that's great.
The point still stands that in 2017 we might as well say that the Macarena is offensive to the country of origin of the song. Fine, let's be politically correct for you, Dave.
No, I'm just being statistic. I'm just being accurate.
How about that? How about that? Europeans.
I'm just being.
It's definitely a European song.
I don't know because they might have just been straight up Mexican. I'm not 100% sure here. It's not. I love it. But Twitter is fucked up.
What was I making with this? Yeah, brainstorming. There's 3 people brainstorming the idea. The rest of the team who check the applications should still be checking the applications and going, maybe not this one, maybe not this one. And then once they've come to a decision, then from that point on, enforce that decision. So some people who currently have it as just a status thing, an importance thing, then they'll just stay with it. But the people from then on, from that point on, should then be the people, like I said, that are like, well, I've got a big enough audience to warrant the fact that I need to make sure that people know that this account is my official account.
So you think this should not be a status symbol? You think they should be able to try to find a way to put the kibosh on this whole goddamn status symbol fucking phenomenon?
Oh, I'm verified on Twitter. Yes, so now we know that your account is the real you, and that's the only value it holds.
But there's no way that Twitter can handle that, because we're the cunts who are putting that value on it, not Twitter. You know, we're putting that value on it. We're using it as an...
No, there's quantifiable areas like for example, if you're a YouTuber, for example, there should be categories to it. If you're a YouTuber, you should have to say how many subscribers you have on YouTube, and then if they go, oh, okay, well, it's over a certain limit, maybe even if it's fucking 500,000 subscribers, you're over 500,000 subscribers. You need to be able to be identifiable as a 500,000 fucking sub YouTube channel.
Right.
When you need to be able to prove it's your official account. Okay, you're verified. Or you're a representative from a particular company, for example, I don't know, like Iron Brew or something. Can you show some kind of documentation? Maybe you have to show on your company headed paper, like a letter that says, this is an official statement by this company explaining that this gentleman of this Twitter is an official representative of our company. Please give him the verification tick, and then they get the verification tick. That makes sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense, but it's still not going to change the fact that someone's going to use it once they're verified to be like, shut up, peasant. They're still going to do it. People are cunts here, Liam, not Twitter.
But once Twitter come out and say the only thing about the verified accounts now is it proves that that person is who they say they are, and that's all it means.
But that's all the purpose of it anyway.
That takes the power away from these people who think of it as a status symbol, because from that point on, anyone that treats it like a status symbol just looks like a fucking moron, because everyone will be like, wait, you're bragging about being Twitter verified? All you need to do is be you. to get verified. That's not.
I already look at it that way. Anyone who brags about being fucking verified on Twitter, I'm like, what a fucking douche. It's like, who cares?
What
it's
we need
you.
is an official statement. We need an official statement from Twitter saying, dude, this isn't a fucking status symbol. This is just, wow, this is the official account of this person.
Well, that's fairly simple. They don't need to pause anything to do that. They could have.
They don't do. Pausing is the worst thing they could have done, because now they're going to be up shit creek.
Yeah. But now the real beauty of this story is the comment section.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it great?
Guys, if you haven't been on the official Twitter account of Twitter Verified, which has the tweet that says what their plan is for the verification stuff and what they're going to be doing and that they're looking into it, read the comments. There are publishers, there are authors, there are photographers who have clearly wanted verification for several years. There is fucking Patricia Richardson, who played the wife in Home Improvement, is in there complaining that she was never verified, even though she was on a hit sitcom in the 90s, one of the top 10 90s sitcoms that is still played today and hasn't ever been off the air. And she's complaining that she's not Twitter verified. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal.
No, but what really is great is some of these comments like, you verified Richard Spencer. That's a good one. Important to whom? White supremacists? Yeah. He's a Nazi. He shouldn't get a voice. There's so many good ones here. It's absolutely amazing. There's some caricatures or some cartoons people put in here. You need to be a Nazi to be verified these days.
My favorite is there's some guy right, I think it's the first like comment thread that's on there, and it's some guy saying how he's an author, he's a publisher, he's this, that, and the other, and then some other guy just jumps in like, well, I'm this, and am I not as important as you? It's something like, I am like one of the top tech companies in the world. I run one of the top tech companies in the world, and I should be verified. And then this publisher guy is just like, no. I'm more important than that. I need the verification tick. Oh, wow, you did something with computers? Well done, fucking tech monkey. And they're just carrying on from there, arguing about who's more important, who deserves the tick more. You should be arguing that you both deserve the tick, but you're having a war about what's more important. Like writing shit or bringing the technology to write it and shit like that. It's amazing.
It's pretty wonderful.
It's become philosophical debate 101.
It just goes to show again how fucking repugnant and terrible Twitter is. Social media is the bane of everything. We're awful human beings. Look, humans are bad enough in person. We can do a lot of fucked up stuff in person, but God, when we get on social media, we get where we feel like we're safe. Oh, are we bad?
Like Twitter, don't get me wrong. Twitter, I fucking love it because it's like, it's the best place to find funny memes.
Right.
It's the best place for me to communicate with my audience, which is probably the first thing I should have said.
Right.
But
probably.
Memes always come first.
They do. They do.
It's a place for me to talk to other creators in my field and other people from the community, and that's great. But at the same time, there are so many wankers on there that are just like, oh, this is a place for me to express my political agenda and opinions. Oh, I'm so oppressed and the world is a lie. Oh, fuck off. Great? Every time someone gets political on Twitter, I get fucking bored real quick because I just can't be asked with politics. Because, as I said before, not every action taken by a human is to do with their political beliefs or agenda, or they don't do it with a political intent in mind. Like, I don't upload a fucking picture of my dog and go, isn't this the most beautiful fucking dog you've ever seen? Because I want to appeal to a left-wing Marxist fucking... I don't know politics, by the way, so... A fucking left-wing Marxist communist
show, so now you're using Marxism. I love it.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking...
A couple of times on fucking Sharpen the Point, and you understand Marxism. I'm very proud of you. That's amazing.
Oh, I studied Marxism. I did sociology at college.
Yeah, I love duck soup.
You know what I did? Do you know what I didn't do with fucking Marxism when I studied it in sociology at college? I didn't let it absorb my fucking life. Yeah. I didn't go, oh my God, I'm learning about fundamentalism and Marxism and wankerism. I'm going to decide one of these is the right path because I've been to college now and I'm going to make it my fucking life's work to compare everything that everybody does in my life to some form of sociological standing. That's fucking dumb, man.
I studied Marxism too. Personally, I was a real fan of Groucho, but that's just me. I loved
What happened?
Duck soup.
What happened to fucking enjoying life?
Right?
Right?
I don't know.
You enjoy life so much more if you stop worrying about everyone's fucking political intent.
You can't.
There's a word I fucking love. I've just seen it in the chat. Libtard. Like, people can't just say liberal anymore because they have to get fucking bitchy because they think their political view is better than anyone else's. So they're like, oh, all these libtards, fuck off.
But it kind of ties in. It kind of ties into it. It kind of ties back into the whole argument, too, because it's interesting. Because if you're able to push your agenda and you're able to grow and get a platform, what do you get, Liam? You get a fucking check mark is what you get. You get
a fucking check mark. It's just fucking so dull. I fucking hate politics, man. It's so boring. Everything, every action by every person is to do with their political agenda, and they're doing it to trap and knock down all the other agendas, and I don't fucking care.
Right.
The only fucking agenda I have is Liamism, where I do what I want based on what Liam fucking wants. I go out, I consume the shit that I want to consume because I chose to fucking do it, because I don't sit there and go, what is my beloved political leader saying I should do today? Oh, I should denounce all the people who are from the other wing or the other side of the fucking political argument. I go, what fucking food do I want to eat today? Do I want fried chicken? I'll fucking eat fried chicken. I don't give a shit.
But that's cultural appropriation.
It's cultural appropriation because I'm a white guy. I shouldn't be allowed to eat white chicken because it's a fucking leftist view that everyone's equal. I fucking love equality, by the way.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I do stand by is fucking equality, because I don't care what political standpoint you're from. I don't care if you're left. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're Philly D pretending to dance in the middle. I don't give a fucking shit what political side you are. You're a fucking human being, and that's all that fucking matters.
That's all that should matter.
Fuck off.
But unfortunately,
your agendas.
Humans are awful, man. We're the worst. We're petty. We're vindictive.
Yeah, we're all fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's the point.
We're equally bad. Exactly. We're equally awful.
Bad each other. Apart from white supremacists who you can all go fucking die. Supremacists of anything. Not even, let's be equal about this. It's not even white supremacists that's the problem. It's anyone. Yeah. Be classified as an extremist, a radical, or a supremacist. You're the fucking problem. Yep. That's the problem. God damn it.
You see, I love it. Willie Mac, we should not have mods. It's just a bullshit status symbol. He makes a good point.
Hey.
What isn't a bullshit status symbol anymore? I mean, that's all. I feel that the argument itself is rather flawed.
That's why, by the way, that's why I don't mod people that come into my streams and go, one day I'm going to be a moderator in this stream. I go, no, you're fucking not. Don't tell me how to run my bastard stream.
Yeah, I just tried to sell a mod to Kian for some sexual favors. So, I mean, I just Dave Steened her, you know, but, you know.
You'll be okay for 12 years, don't worry.
In 12 years. I mean, I'll give her the mod. She'll abuse the fuck out of that shit. And then 12 years, I had to show my boobies. Yup, motherfucker, that's the price. Boobies for mod. Yeah, well, I would show you my boobies if you asked for it. You know, I'm trying to climb.
I've seen your boobies.
Yeah, you have actually. Actually, everybody has.
I've known you less than a year, so in about 11 and a half years, I'm fucking gunning for you, dude.
That's right. I'm done. And luckily, I'll probably have my heart attack and die by then, so it's not a big deal. It'll be completely.
But see, again, these fucking jokes are taken away from the actual victims who come out after a fucking decade.
Because we kind of have to fucking take away from shit. Yeah, everything is so fucking serious right now. God damn it.
I know.
I can't even fucking enjoy anybody.
I'm a fucking advocate for just enjoying life, you know? And I get that terrible things happen to good people, and I get that, and I never wish for it to happen to anyone. But at the same time, I'm very much like, can people who haven't been abused and stuff like that, can you just fucking enjoy your life? Because it's the only time I'd use the word privilege. I consider everybody who hasn't been a victim of abuse, like myself, I haven't been a victim of abuse fucking ever. I do consider myself privileged.
Sure.
But because I have that privilege, I take it upon myself to fucking enjoy life.
As you should.
Like, just enjoy it. I need to stop, like, worrying that the world is fucking falling apart around me, because I haven't suffered at all. One day I might, but not yet.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So what have I got to be sad about? Nothing.
Nothing. You got nothing. Nothing at all. All right. So aside from all of this awful fucking things that are going on in the world, would you like to go to the more frivolous, a little bit easier to die? Actually, it's really not, because there's about to be some rage happening.
I do love some frivol.
Yes, we do have a lot of frivol. Let's traverse, and this is where I'm not even going to try to segue over. We're just going to go there very clumsily into the world of video games. So
hell yeah.
Yes, because we're nerds. We play video games. We both do it for a semi-living, as pathetic as it is some months, but still. Check it out. So you
already
now you know as well as I do that one of the big mainstays in video games, especially in sports realm of video games, that's actually kind of gone over to the Assassin's Creeds of the world, is yearly releases of games like clockwork. Every year, you know, you're going to get a new FIFA, you're going to get a new
NBA, 2K, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah.
And you know, most of these were fucking most of the time they come out with very minor upgrades. Sometimes visually they're much more stunning, but as far as gameplay goes, there's usually not a lot of advancement, and when they do, most people fucking rebel and hate it and get all fucking angry. Just
fucking hate every year WWE are like, our new game, we've revamped the graphics engine so everything's so much better, and you're like, no, the last 4 games have looked the same. All the same. Bit more sweat on Mark Henry, and that's about it.
That's about a little bit more sweat, and that's always what we want. But some news came out today from EA Sports that might be changing this whole thing. EA says they are starting to reevaluate the things that they're doing with the yearly releases, and it could be very, very soon before that is a thing of the past, where they're going to go to something called a 365-day live service, where basically they're going to be doing is constantly updating the game, both graphics-wise and content-wise throughout the course of the year. In the off-seasons and such, there's going to be major updates that come to the game. Now, they haven't said if it's going to be...
sick, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, but they haven't said if they're going to be charging for you. I guarantee you will. I guarantee you're going to be signing up for a monthly fee or a yearly fee through EA to be able to acquire all of these. But there's ways that they can do that in tier forms where it won't be too expensive if they want to. It's just going to be very interesting. So basically, you're going to have one copy. They're going to have one copy of the game. Maybe it'll be the next year's game. It'll have the base disc, all the stuff on there. And then from that point on, or you'll download it. And then after that, it's just going to be simple updates that is going to keep your game current, and you'll never have to buy another yearly version of that game again. What do we think of this, Liam? Because this is kind of an interesting
Well, I mean,
thing.
to be fair, I don't even know why we have games on disc anymore.
Right.
Why do we need to buy physical fucking games? Like, in the developed world, where most people fucking have access to video games, we have internet access. We're all here today from fucking all over the world, like in fucking a billion countries.
Right.
I know there aren't that many, but...
No.
But, like...
Could be.
You know what I mean? Like, people are from all over the world. Like, I got people in the fucking Philippines and, I think, Saudi Arabia watching my videos. Like, I do have one regular viewer who's from Saudi Arabia.
Right.
I've never spoke to him, but he's fucking there. But... I should fucking clarify that. I only haven't spoke to him because I've only ever seen Saudi Arabia one viewer in my analytics.
Yeah, you weren't
It's
afraid
not
of
like,
him
I don't know his name
Yeah.
or her name, you know, but I fucking if I got to talk to them, I'd be like,
Girls
dude,
can't watch
this is
video
awesome.
game content in Saudi Arabia. It was
Saudi
a guy.
Arabia,
They're not allowed to do
yeah,
that shit.
Fucking hell. Yeah, but they can drive now. So that's
They
a good
can.
thing.
They can drive now. They can't wear skirts, but they
yeah,
can drive.
We've got all over the world, people have access to the internet, and a lot of people get a lot of their YouTube content and stuff online. And I feel like, I just feel like we should be able to fucking just download everything now.
Right.
I mean, I'm still surprised we're not in an age where games are all on the fucking cloud, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Where we don't even have to install them anymore. They just fucking work from the cloud. You just have like a bit of fucking basic data that the game needs to access it, and then everything else is fucking online. I mean, it'd be fucking hell for the servers, but
I don't
nowadays,
think this
you
could
know.
work for all games, obviously. Like most of the AAA
Yeah.
titles, even the Assassin's Creed, which are kind of like the video game sports world, where there are just minor improvements, but essentially the game is still the same fucking game with a new story and all that stuff. But they probably can't even do it with that. So for most games, this is going to be something that will never fucking touch it. But for the sports realm, especially the sports realm, this could be something that could save publishers a lot of money, maybe bring down cost of games. There's a lot of benefits to this being the possible scenario. But this also takes away from a lot of things that happen every year. We have launch parties. There's huge events that are thrown all over the country. People wait.
Midnight releases,
all of these things that will be gone. So is that something you as a gamer, maybe not a sports gamer, but as a gamer would be willing to relinquish for a little bit of convenience down the road? Because that is something special about being a gamer, going to these types of events.
I'm the worst person to ask for this.
That's not you.
Because if there's anything I fucking hate more, when I buy a game on release, like I make a fucking point nowadays of like with all the new Nintendo Switch games, I could get them cheaper at GameStop, but you know full well I'm downloading the digital version to my Switch so that I don't have to go and buy it in the store. I don't have to go out. especially because a lot of games are released in like November, December, and things like that. I don't want to go and stand out in the cold outside a fucking game shop because the game stores, certainly in the UK, like I used to date a girl who worked in what was then called Game Station, and when they do a midnight release, they close at 6 like normal at 6 p.m. and then they'd have to come back at 11:30 to open the store again and do the midnight release stuff for a few hours. And so you'd queue outside the fucking store at 11:30 at night when all the fucking drunks are about, there's fucking people getting stabbed in the street, and you're just stood outside the game shop shivering with a bunch of fucking guys with BO all standing there. One of them's always eating a fucking takeaway and farting up a fucking storm. The whole experience is just fucking hell for your nose. And then you get in there, you queue with these fucking bastards, and then you get the game, then you have to travel home before you can play the game. Whereas if you just download the fucker onto your game, soon as midnight hits, boom, fucking download the game, off you go. Easy peasy. So I like the convenience of being able to stay at home and get digital stuff. I hate the midnight release.
Video game stores and places like that tend to have your least favorite thing in the world called children. And so now you don't have to get like breathed on by children, which is also a plus for you.
Exactly. Children carry fucking disease. I don't want to go near that shit.
That's true, they do. But you know, it is what it is. But
unless you're a fan and you're at a convention, in which case come say hello.
Right, he'll sign your Pokemon cards. And
the only time I will ever be around children is when they are at structured, safe convention centers where I am able to make sure they're supervised at all time for my safety.
It's funny though. It's like the logistics of this. There is some logistical advantages. Obviously, if they don't have to produce game cases and actual physical discs anymore, you don't have to do the artwork, the marketing. They're gonna save millions. Now that would be a really good argument until you fucking think about this. It's a fucking what, $25 billion a year industry right now. They're not, nobody's hurting. You know, it's like, especially with these type of games, that's what we're talking about. They're not hurting. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this because part of me, I don't even play these games anymore, by the way. I'm so out of sports games. It's not even funny. But part of me is like, you know, I can get into this because I'll never have to I never have to pay $60 again for a game that barely has any new features. But at the same time, I'm like a 17 gigabyte update I'm going to have to do. And are they going to charge me $10-15 a month? I mean, what is this going to? I
mean, the thing with games is I feel like what they'd have to do, and it's a service actually that I would be totally cool with signing up for, is instead of it being like per game, because I could see it very much being you buy FIFA, let's say FIFA 2020 when it's out. Let's see if that comes into effect at that point.
Right.
Then they're constantly patching and updating it, and they're like, well, if you pay $5 a month to use our service, you will get your FIFA upgraded all the time, and you'll have to pay for that. But then you're like, wait, but then when another game comes out, like let's say the next Star Wars Battlefront game, I then have to pay $5 a month to constantly upgrade that. That builds up over time a lot. But it'd be better if they were like, well, for every EA game, you just pay $5 a month for the EA, I don't know, like an EA service.
Right.
Kind of like a Netflix subscription, but for games. So you pay, say, $5 or $10 a month to EA, and you would then have unlimited upgrades and like updates,
but it has to be for all games
and things.
It has to be for all
EA
games.
Yeah,
It has to be for all.
Yeah. Whether you did it for all EA games or whether it was Sony and Xbox that said it, where you know, say it came in your Xbox Live subscription, you pay a little bit more for your Xbox Live subscription and you get constant updates continuously, something like that. It couldn't be game specific, and it would be difficult to make it publisher specific as well, because you'd be like, but I only like one game by EA, but I like this game by Activision, and I don't want to pay for the EA service and the Activision service and this other up-and-coming company that's doing the same thing but is making a game that's really popular. Now I'm getting games from 10 different companies, and to keep them all patched and upgraded, I have to pay $50 a month between the 10 different companies. This isn't working.
Right.
So it'd have to be a console-specific thing.
Yeah, and like Guncannon saying in the chat, they have a service like that it's a kind of that could work for that called EA Access. But that's kind of part of the double-edged sword here, because it will become publisher reliant. And just like Liam said, we're going to end up paying all these different publishing fees monthly. So it's going to have to go to the actual console base, which...
Yeah, because like I have Netflix, right? But that's what puts me off signing up to. I mean, I do get Amazon Prime, but that's mainly for the post stuff. But like, that's why I'll probably never sign up to anything like Hulu, because I'm like, I'm already paying fucking Netflix and I'm paying fucking WWE Network. I don't want to pay for anything more. I have a very limited amount of money as it is, and I don't want to be paying it just for fucking TV stuff that I'll watch occasionally.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
And it's the same with gaming. It's the same with gaming stuff. Like,
but
you then have to weigh up how many games by a particular publisher or developer you play and see whether it's justified paying $60 fucking a year.
But now there's even another nuance to throw into this, because this kind of leads into the next story a little bit. Because imagine a world where we could be living in the next 3 to 5 years where consoles may not exist at all anymore. Now, maybe the publisher, like the Xbox and Sony, their names will still exist, but imagine that we're no longer console reliant. Now, why is this relevant? Why is this something that we're talking about? Something that Microsoft brought up at a conference very recently, because Sony and other game developers already have services where you can basically now completely bypass having a PS4. You can stream it right to your computer. You don't need a PS4 anymore. Xbox has really not been to this level yet. They haven't done it until now.
But that's because Microsoft make PCs anyway.
PCs. So, but you would have thought that it would make sense how easily they could already go right over to it, you know. Yeah. But they haven't, and there's been a lot of arguments as to why. Microsoft has released this. This is by a man, the vice president of Xbox, Phil Spencer. He says Microsoft will probably debut a streaming service that doesn't require a console for some types of content in the next 3 years. This is what Spencer said. A 2012 trial of such a service inside the company was too costly and never made it to the market, but Microsoft's progress in Azure cloud services over the past few years is changing the economics and the quality level. Now, Microsoft does already offer Xbox Game Pass, which is a subscription service that allows people to play a selection of Xbox titles on their PCs for $10 a month, but this would be something completely different. This would be something that would really kind of eliminate the need, maybe not in the next 3 years, but certainly in the next 10, because wouldn't everybody go to this service? Wouldn't every game developer, maybe even including Nintendo, maybe not with the Switch now, but if you could just eliminate the cost of production of consoles.
Yeah, I was going to say production cost would be just gone, like
completely. We're not living in the 90s anymore, even the early 2000s, where computers are not common for everybody. Everybody has computers now. I mean, it's almost across the board. And not only that, now we have these motherfuckers called phones. Look at my case. That's me. Well, I'm on my own case because I'm fucking baller. We have phones. We have computers in our hands now. This is no longer an argument of if. It's just when. This is coming. Consoles are dying out. People are tired of consoles. The same problems have existed with consoles since the beginning, and they still exist today. They die.
Well, I'm all for it because, like, you think about it. You think how much the fucking PS4 was when it came out, like $500, $600 fucking dollars or pounds or whatever, and you're like, I could just save that and put it towards a really good gaming PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, all right, $600 won't buy a good gaming PC, but if you can save up $600 for a PS4, surely you can then save up, say, $1,600 and get a somewhat decent gaming PC.
Right, in which you'll be able to play all games from all consoles. Because as long as you have a PC, you now can get the subscriptions for Xbox, PlayStation, maybe even Nintendo one day. So it's all on your one system.
Let's face it, the only reason I bought a PS4 is because there are certain games that I can't get on PC.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't buy a PS4 because I was like, God, I really want a PS4. I bought a PS4 because I was like, oh, Final Fantasy 15 isn't on PC yet. Oh, and I really want to play it. Oh, I'm going to have to get it. Yeah. Like,
it does seem this could be the end of consoles down the line, because if they're all integrating towards it, and Microsoft was kind of the last holdout. I don't know if Nintendo ever will, because Nintendo just kind of threw everything for a loop with not only launching the Switch, but Switch being such a fucking rousing success. That might be a little bit of a wrench, because as long as, and unfortunately, Microsoft.
Well, no, I think Nintendo will keep going with things like the Switch because it can be used as a handheld.
Which
is a market that, let's face it, Sony's handhelds have never really lived up to. Like, yeah, okay, you can watch movies on it, but we do that on our phones. We can do that on our phones now anyway. Yeah. Whereas Nintendo has always kind of been the handheld that you want to take with you. 3DSs have always been, people have always been like, oh, I can take my 3DS fucking anywhere. And it's the same with the Switch, although arguably the fucking case has to be 2 feet long, but it doesn't fit in your pocket anymore. But I think Nintendo will always have a place in the handheld market. And I feel like PlayStation and Xbox will just stop caring.
But it's kind of funny.
don't think
we're in this situation. We're having this discussion because of the one company, Nintendo, that has been willing to take risks over the past 10, 12 years with Wii U, and now the Switch. And you can even go back farther than that, when they were just like, fuck it, we're sticking with cartridges. Okay, fuck it, we're going to go to disc, but we're going to go to mini discs. Nintendo has always said, fuck all of that. We're going to do what the fuck we want, because we're not going to be proprietary. We're not going to be what the other companies are. For good, bad, or indifferent, that's what they've always done. Microsoft, Sony, no. They stay the course. Sega stayed the course, died because of it. Sony and Microsoft might be going down that exact same fucking path if PCs don't become the home for all consoles. Because it's just a matter of time, it seems, because Nintendo's doing all right now. Because they're showing they can fucking revolutionize. Switch is revolutionary, man. This is an amazing system.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, they're so fucking good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so... I find it interesting. I think that we're going to this one day anyway. It was always going to happen. But now Microsoft seems to be seeing it itself, which is ironic considering this is what they do. They make PCs, but I don't know. It's kind of funny. Why do you think they were the last to hold out?
I don't know. I almost feel like it's kind of an ignorance is bliss kind of thing, where they were like, we make so much money off PCs, but we also make so much money off Xbox. and no one at Xbox ever thought, why don't we just make this shit and put it on PC and like let people fucking download it? No, we'll keep making Xbox. Maybe the people who work on the Xbox team are very much like, but if we hand everything over to the PC team, we're going to lose our jobs, because who's going to make... They're not going to need us to make console games that we're experts in, because there's not going to be consoles.
Yeah. And then some fat cat with a cigar hanging out his mouth. Shut up, kid. We're all making money. Come into my office if you want a promotion. Exactly. You mind if I jerk off on you?
You want to watch me jerk? Oh, you got that first. Yes. Fuck's sake.
Yes.
Fuck's sake. Fucking Weinstein.
I'm the man.
Fucking Dave CK.
Dave CK. You know it. Fuck. God damn it, man. Would you like to watch me masturbate one day? Because I'm telling you, it's a hell of a show. It'd be like a Gallagher concert.
If it looks half as good as me masturbating, then maybe.
I'm telling you, with me, it's like a Gallagher concert. Everyone in the first couple of rows needs to get a fucking, like a big goddamn raincoat. It's not good. Everyone brings saran wrap. It's a bad situation.
Beautiful.
Right? That's some fucking visionary stuff right there. All right. So final words on that. Is there anything else that we've missed? Anything we want to cover? Anything else that's happened in the world of pop culture, nerd, fucking assholes, whatever? Anything else, Mr. Liam?
No, but in 12 years, I'm going to report you for this podcast.
I don't blame you. You know what? In 12 years, everyone's going to report me for the podcast I did on Tuesday with Faye. Whoa. It was not good.
Did you get in trouble? I think I popped in briefly, but I think I missed the juicy stuff.
Yeah. I did nothing. I was innocent. It was everybody else. They were.
Oh, you know what? Let's brush on this real quick, because I just want to know your opinion on it.
Yeah.
Who do you think is because there's a little conspiracy going around on YouTube. It was discussed in the latest Baited, but I assume you didn't watch it.
No. And judging by the numbers, not a lot of people did either.
Yeah, fucking hell. Keem and Clown and what's the fucking Australian guy with the small penis?
Yeah.
Chad.
Anything for food. I need views.
Yeah. They were all basically saying that they think they know, and they think there's a conspiracy that there's one particular person that's getting people banned from, suspended from Twitter. Really? And they think they know who it is, but I just wanted to know, do you have any ideas who you think it might be?
Do I? I mean, you can go with Jack. I mean, it makes the most fucking sense. The guy at the top of the ladder. But I don't know. The thing is, it would seem to be a YouTube issue, right? Because these are YouTubers.
Because it seems very targeted, right?
It does. So, I mean, you would think that it would have to be our girl. Fucking whoa, jack me offy ski. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Did they
difficult.
say who
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see who they come up with, because they didn't say who it is, but they were very much like, you guys know who we're talking about,
and nobody knows who they're talking about.
There's a few suggestions in the comments. There's one account that was like, I can't remember what it was called, but there was one account who had recently been suspended, but was an account that was literally just like, I'm reporting threatening behavior from anybody that's doing threatening behavior, and it's like, wait, what?
Microaggressions.
yeah.
Yeah, that could make sense. The thing is, there's a possibility here that maybe some people are not really taking into consideration. Maybe there is no conspiracy. Maybe this is a really bad interpretation of rules by either a subsection of people or a bot. It very well could be that. I mean, look, conspiracies...
I mean, we're YouTubers. We know all about getting fucked over by bots.
Oh, God, it happens all the time. I'm fairly certain it's going to happen before the end of the fucking night with me. You just never know. A bot's going to come and fuck me. It's just going to happen.
Well, I mean, we have had fucking brilliant fucking... family-friendly commentary in this.
Fuck yeah, we have. Shit, ball, suck, motherfuck. Yes, we have. My God. But I am playing with a fidget spinner.
In my eye.
But I have been playing with a fidget spinner, and, you know, that's some family-friendly shit.
I've been playing with something else under the desk.
Yeah, I know. I've been noticing you had a really big extra grin earlier. That was disconcerting.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That was nice.
I'm glad I could share it with all of you.
It's a tough one. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it could be. Look, there's a usual suspects list, of course, but... You know, since you brought it up...
What if it was Keem himself?
Right. Yes.
Imagine.
El Chapo.
Gotta get those views up, yeah.
But here's the thing. Do you think it's kind of, I don't know, dirty that they would bring up such a topic like that to rile up and then not give a payoff? I mean... It
does annoy me. It does annoy me that they bring it up, and it's very much like, oh, well, we know who it is. Well, we think we know who it is, but we're about 95% sure. We just need some more evidence, but the evidence we've got is very damning, but we're not going to say who it is or what the evidence is. We're just going to stir the fucking pot and let the fucking kids go searching.
Yeah, by bringing up the conspiracy in the way that they did, you can make the argument that they might be conspirators, you know? It's... and I love Clown. I love Ollie, man. That's my dude. I love him, even though he doesn't talk to me. Hit me up, Daddy. I don't know what's going on. Why don't you hit me up no more? But, and you know what? I am unblocked by both Keem and fucking anything for food. I mean, views. Both of them have unblocked me. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm coming up in the world.
I'm going to check if I'm still blocked by Keem. I think that'll be a resounding yes.
You're not important enough.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I've not got the verified tick. I think if I had a verified tick, I'd get instantly unblocked.
The only tick I have is the one that comes in my eye every now and then, you know, when my fucking eye starts doing that thing. I don't have anything, but yet they both unblocked me. I
thought you were making a different joke about something that comes in your eye.
Only if fucking Louis C.K. was here.
Hey.
See, and that's how we come full circle. Come full circle.
Hey.
We're the best. We are amazing, Liam. I mean,
we're the fucking dream team.
We are. It really is true.
If you're not already subscribed to Dead on Dave, fucking do it, because you'll see me once a week, but not next week.
Not next week. Yeah, that's right. And you should also go ahead and subscribe to this fucking mush puff over on YouTube as well. He's doing pretty great things himself. So all that information is in the description box below. Anything else?
I just got a brand new channel banner with wiggly lines in it.
Did you
Whoa.
really? Very nice. How very progressive of you.
It's fucking dog shit, but I like the simplistic look at the moment. And I also like using slightly brighter colors, because I feel like that red shit that I went with, that I have on my second channel, I just thought, wow, doesn't my channel look fucking dingy like this? So I was like, you know what? Let's fucking blue this shit up. Everybody loves blue.
That's my favorite color. So... yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
If you had...
Hey, Loser Can is now following. I believe you're now my second person to get me to 700 followers, because I went back to 699. Yeah. But I believe now
really nice.
Loser Cannon, you're number 700 again. Take two. It's amazing. So, yeah. What's going on with you the rest of the weekend, my friend?
Rest of the weekend, I got a brand new form fight up on fucking Patreon. So that's all ready to go. That'll be Monday's video. I'm streaming tomorrow night. I still haven't decided what I'm streaming, because part of me says Destiny 2, but part of me also says, fucking, I've been playing it and I've not really been thinking it's as breathtaking a game as other people. Ooh. But maybe it's because I need to play it with some friends or something.
Maybe.
So I might end up doing more Final Fantasy, because we're at like a really key part of the story in that one. But we'll figure it out. And then Sunday, as always, is PUBG. and Monday is fucking next week's release week. So I've got so much fucking work to do because I need to make sure that I've got videos to go live next week, like a start of the week video and an end of the week video, and then the same for the week after. And then during the week after, I'm away for one night because I'm taking Lydia away for her birthday.
Aww.
And don't because it's already bad of me that her birthday's on Sun and Moon release day. So I'm like, we'll have your birthday on Tuesday if that's okay. No disrespect, but whoops.
Sorry.
Blame the Pokemon Company International. They chose the date.
They did.
But then so then the week after that, it's like fucking busy. Get more content done. Get my fucking Let's Play started on my second channel, and then fucking after that, I've got a busy week because there's loads of shit going down in fucking London and stuff. I'm supposed to have a birthday somewhere in between but all my plans, and it's funny, Lydia noticed this as well. Whenever I make my plans for the month of November, I never mention my actual birthday. I'm just like, I've got too much to do to worry about getting old, right?
Don't slow down. You don't get old.
Yeah.
That sounds like you have a hell of a lot on your plate. Have fun with that. That's going to be great.
I'm a busy bee.
And while all that's going down, tomorrow I'll be doing my marathon. I have no idea how long, and I don't know how long I'm going to be playing for, but we will see.
24 hours or bust.
I would like to try again. I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow, but I would like to try again. But while you're having all kinds of stress, Sunday I'll have Nina on
no. I don't stress.
Oh, that's right. You're zen. You're zen as fuck. I forgot. I apologize. But I'm going to be having Nina on my show on Sunday. Maybe not. Unfortunately, and I would like to send my condolences out. She put out on Twitter earlier, her grandmother passed away today. So, yeah, big condolences to her. I'm not sure if she wants to back out on Sunday. It's obviously completely understandable, but she seems to be taking it quite well. So I don't know. We'll find out.
She might be okay with it as long as you don't bring up at the start of the fucking interview.
Right.
Oh, so I heard you had a rough week.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm pretty certain with having Nina on the show, I don't think I'll be thinking of grandmothers. I'm fairly certain will not be thinking of grandmothers at all. I don't even know if I should sit down for this show. I'm afraid I might bend it. It's not going to be good.
Is this going to be on Twitch or YouTube is a good question.
YouTube. It'll be here on YouTube. It'll be here.
It'll be on Dead on Dave Productions.
No, we dropped the productions. No more productions. It's just Dead on Dave.
I've just noticed, yeah. Hey, when did that happen?
When I did the Wild Spartans interview. After the Wild Spartans interview, he told me all the things I was doing wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like the whole...
mention having me on a Friday?
The whole 2 hours, I was just becoming enamored with this kid because it's like I didn't like him very much before all that much, And then over the course of the 2-hour interview, I'm like, I really fucking like this kid. He's smart. He's nice. And then as soon as we get off the air, he told me everything I've done wrong. I'm like, oh, I get it.
Can you give us more examples?
No, yeah, well, no, I can't give you all the examples because there's other things that, I'll tell you offline. But mainly stuff like that, just, name stuff, things like that.
What did he say about the productions? Because I want to know
if it's tacky. He says it's tacky and you don't need it. And then when we looked at my URL and I did the Dead on Dave, all these years ago, he's like, now it makes even less sense. I'm like, good point. you make a strong point. So.
Is your URL still the Dead on Dave?
It's still the Dead on Dave. Still the Dead on Dave.
Do you think there's a way you could get that changed?
I don't think so. But now it doesn't matter because now we're Dead on Dave. Maybe I'll even change the title again to the Dead on Dave so it matches the URL.
No, don't do that. That'd be tacky as fuck.
Yeah. I think so. You might be right. But he just thinks that the productions, it's needless, it's fruitless, it doesn't really do anything, and it kind of confuses the audience to what they're getting because what are you producing other than the content they already know you're producing? I'm like, fair enough point. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
He's a smart kid, man. He's a real smart kid. I do like him a lot. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. Yeah, that's basically it. Anything else that we're missing there, Mr. Liam?
Fucking no, mate.
You look knackered, as you would say.
I am absolutely fucking wankered, mate. I am knackered.
I got to be careful when I say knackered because I can easily slip and become a white supremacist, and nobody wants that. So hopefully everybody.
Oh,
yeah, that took a second too. Oh, yes. Oh my. I want everybody to go have yourself a fantastic night. Channel your inner Louis C.K. and have yourself a proper fucking wank. But only do it in front of people if you ask permission first and if you have no authority over them, or you might be fucked 12 years from now. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave on YouTube. That is Ace Trainer Liam. Go check him out and all the wonderful things that he does right in the description box below. And as well, me too. That was not good English, but it's okay. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious, folks. And remember, as always, if you don't have talent,
have talented friends.
God, that gets my dick hard every time. See you next time. Peace. Hey guys, make sure you hit that subscription button. Look at me dance. Look at me dance.